one's just wants to get to the finish line under power, be part of the 8-car field.
Boy.
What a Saturday night. Fuel alters, the Crowbars, Funny Car, round number 1. Top Fuel, qualifying session number 3. Nitro Pro Comp, wheel standards and gems, all of Formosa Dragway tonight. Rick Huss pulling his kid in over there far side. Tom Padilla coming up over here. The Arlington, Washington team car.
Red Dragon, Nanook facing off. Qualifying run. Here we go. Oh.
Moves up to that number 2 spot, right behind number 1 qualifier, Johnny Webb. Kyle Hubb, 767.2. Shut up to 117. Kyle's right.
Nope. Now we got red lights. Doggone, now what's going on? The fuel altered. Oh.
He shuts off down there and goes through. The next pair coming up. E. Peterson. And number 1 qualifier, Johnny Webb. The Plan A, AA fuel altered.
Well, guys, that's the fastest I ever been dropped off the internet and got back on. Takes me a while to get all the buttons pushed and focused, and I got that run in, but now we're hanging up again. There's a little bit of smoke coming out of the Nanook, maybe a little bit of oil. So that's what's going on there. Padilla's team, Red Dragon, they're in that 614. If you missed that, Nanook was either he shook, rattled, or what have you down there at the starting line. But Nanook, maybe he just flat hurted. Something's happening down there. Maybe a little bit of oil at the top end would be my guess. Everybody got stopped fine. There was no issues with that, I don't believe, and I think it just might be possibly a little oil. Thanks, Patrick.
So the front spot still remains Randy Bradford at 6:45.9. Johnny West far side, Sid number 1. Pete Peterson over here, the Fiat, sitting number 10.
But for everyone that got back on that after our last little ordeal, the witch doctor bumped into one of the sand barrels prior to this run here with Nanook and Red Dragon, and they had to fill the barrels back and put them up against the K-rail back there. There's those big blue barrels, yellow barrels. You can see some of them right there, just between that one booth and that white. You can see some of those down there, and they had to get those back in place. And we're not sure how out of commission the Red Doctor may be. They're in the show. It's hopefully they're not there isn't too much damage and they can come back. But now what's going on now is, of course, the Nanook had a little bit of smoke, where maybe there's some oil down there. Everybody got slowed down fine, but we're waiting to hear what's going on. Hey, it's fuel altered, At least everything's happening down there and not here where they usually do stuff. Yeah.
So word is we got a little bit of skunk down there.
Yep. Okay. I'm just going to stay on so I don't have to keep jumping on and off. Got a good signal right now. Don't want to interrupt that. That just happened a few minutes ago. Right before they ran, the signal went away.
So a little bit of flash down there and a little bit of stuff out on the track. Zamboni going to roll there. The safety's far down there. Unfortunately, the Bain and Nanook is not going to be part of that 8-car field. AA fuel altered here at the Good Vibrations Motorsports March meet. So it's going to be a few minutes here.
Mike, he didn't make it down there. He was, you know, hurt the motor right there off the line. Yeah, Jeff. They just ran. Sean just ran here. What the Panic run? A teen? Yeah, they ran a 14, Jeff. .238. Yeah, nice speed too. Yeah. You bet, you bet. It's all fun. Tom's in the show, Larry, and he ran 5:99, and then I forgot his other ET, but they're in the show. They just ran this right here against Nanook. I think he ran a 14 is what he ran also in with Padilla. I don't recall. If you guys previous or everybody else that saw that, post that up there what Tom Padilla ran. They're all running pretty close together right now. They're all in the teens, not too far apart. Everybody's trying to be careful not to go too much into the O's. You bet, Larry. So right now they're just doing a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of oil from Nanook when they got down there at the, right before the turnoff. So they don't want anybody, trying to make the turnoff with some oil there, doing a drifting, a nitro drift car. Yeah, everything's okay, Nancy. They just, the Nanook did a couple things. Dropped some oil, but Tom's fine.
So the equipment out on the track there in that three-way Chevrolet lane.
Oh, it started early. I'm thinking it's down there. Excuse me. He said the Zamboni's coming. I thought we were going to haul it down there. He's been behind me all this time. I'm down there looking at those guys. There might be stuff down there too, obviously, but there was some here too.
Rock and roll here. Beautiful Saturday night qualifying session. And then, of course, round number 1 for Nitro Funny Car.
Right after this, you guys, round 1. Excuse me, funny car. A little dry hop there. Let's see if they. Okay, good. They got the top end taken care of. Maybe he was just sitting on the track. Maybe that's why the lights were flashing. They had to get him hooked up and towed off. Kyle and Kyle Ho, and they are, I believe they're doing a little bit of something down there too as well, right there at the finish line. And cleats out there at the guys. There he is right there, taking care of that little bit of mist. Just a little bit of mist, nothing serious. We'll probably have to see I'm going to guess we'll have to see the tire tractor come out. Hey, Cindy. He might have to make a couple passes. We'll see. Just focus on these guys for a few minutes so I can sit on my butt. We got the night lights coming out, so I'm going to do this again like before and try to keep them out of the screen. They're pretty bright. So once they get that taken care of,
while they're doing the cleanup down there, I should point out, where's he hiding down there? Dave Blake. His daughter just said he's 92 years old. Oh, I missed my ear, I'm sorry. Where's Dave at? Like all fast, or shy and stuff like that. Like that ever happened. Well, that's Brad Littlefield, not Dave Blake. We'll get him up here, we'll embarrass him a little bit. Guy looks good tonight. Well, when the Kubota tractor goes down there, that's when they're doing the cleanup. Not that it's a good sign that the Kubota tractor
comes
tractor's going down there.
tire tractor.
The progress of the cleanup has been very, very close. Down there.
Looks like it's pretty cleaned up down there. The truck's down there doing the whatever, making sure that it's nice down there. It's shut off. So we got the tire tractor on its way.
That was plan A. Wait to find the birthday boy down there. Just a quick reminder, I know I did it before, but Ron Summers is great. David Solid Jim. Ron Summers is great. Ron Summers, Mason Summers.
Yeah, I guess people are watching tonight. The count's just going up and up.
Yeah. To do a breakfast, we should go eat a real breakfast. Go to Milton's for breakfast.
If it doesn't, oh, there it goes. It picked back up. Yay! It keeps cutting me off here. So we get to watch the exciting tractor tire pull.
Poor guy sitting in a chair. We go, who's in charge? He goes, nobody. I go, okay, I am.
Yeah.
I know we got to ban him. And he goes, okay. So we just came in and he goes, yeah, there's nothing really going on. They really don't want to make a
Okay. Cleats leaving the track there, so maybe 1 or 2 more passes, hopefully less. He's doing on this side just to make, just for good measure. Keep going, don't turn around. Keep going, that's it, keep going. Go on, keep going. Okay.
I didn't like it.
I think we're going to be within a few minutes, if not less. There we go. That's almost as good as immediately, if not sooner.
Attention to the pins. Top fuel eliminator to the lanes for qualifying session number 3. Top fuel eliminator to the lanes for qualifying session number 3 is Johnny Webb. Sitting that lofty number 1 spot at 6:10.3. Nitro legend Johnny West from Arizona over there. Late model 426 for Johnny West. Pete Peterson trying to get in that field.
Johnny's on the spectator side, if you guys can't tell.
Was already run. Joined up
Yes.
in the announcer's booth with Fast Jack Beckman.
Hey.
Johnny West. That is, yes, that is the Johnny West.
Good to hear Jack. He needs to work on something faster than an elevator.
Very short. Pete Peterson trying to get in. Johnny West wants another 6-0.
Here we go. Right on. That's our limit, 6-0. We want to stay right at 6-0, no 5, I believe. Of course, we got James Giraldo. He's up next. He ran a...
on the bump, and Randy Bradford has bumped out.
Uh-oh.
Rodney Flournoy, Derek Warrior. It is Nitro debut over here. Budweiser CC Corolla. Jack, glad to have you, man.
You know, when that pair of runs went, it was pretty impressive. He went, 623, but he had a spot on the track where he lifted so as not to break out. He was 177. What Johnny West just did, and he only run a 6 flat, and he 222, tells you he's tuning the car and driving it nearly all out. That's a good tough car to beat.
Yeah, that is one bad dude, as you well know. It's the next pair coming up. Derek Maria. This is the defending 7-0 Pro champion here at that Budweiser CB Gorilla Way. It is Nitro debut. He wants to go 6-0 Pro. Yeah, let's go 6-0 Pro. And Jack, a name that you are very familiar with, Southern California legend Rodney Flournoy.
Yeah, son of Eddie Flournoy has been ranked Rodney up there. And we'll get back to these two in a second. But what I want to say was so impressive about Johnny West. And I'm sure there's more guys. Top of my head, that I know of. Going into welded chassis. In other words, start with a pile of chromoly tubing and engine parts. Build them, assemble them, tune them, and drive them. And they're both here this weekend. Johnny West is one of them, and Del Worship's the other one.
Del Worship is the other. Two great choices there. By the way, did you see the Del Worship tribute card?
Totally cool, and it made a nice run. It's good to see Chris Crable in a competitive funny car with a legitimate shot of winning the March meet in May. So back to Rocky Corner. You know, Rocky sat out for a while, but when it's in your blood, Mike, it's in your blood.
You can't sit out. Which, by the way, he is going to build a Mustang body funny car just like the one his dad bought from Jerry Root for him to drive.
Awesome.
You know, so Derek Maria was highly successful in the 7-0 Pro class, and to run 6-0 in the fuel altered gives a little bit more horsepower, but remember, it's a lot shorter wheelbase, and there's a tuning curve, and there's a window to learn it, and right now you're kind of under the gun. You're going to have to run better than 632 to get in the top 8 right now, and Rodney's not bad. If they lean on that thing a little bit, bump the blower up a little bit, bump the timing up a little bit, they should go right on down there. Derek's got a lot of room to improve.
So Rodney at 667, number 10 in an 8-car field.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Up, he's on fire. He's putting it against the wall to shut it down.
That baby is not gone out, Jack. It's still burning down there.
He's already out. He's out there. He's fine. They're just, damn. Hey, it's fuel altered. Doggone it. Oh, oh, oh.
thing is, let's make sure the racetrack is safe. Let's get it back to its good condition it was.
Well,
So the next
let's
time-
hope the track's okay, but I wouldn't count on it.
For most of the dragsters, Blake and John Bowser and Juan this year have all the best of the safety equipment here. They've got the Zamboni, the tractor, everything. It's just, this track is going to come back and be just as good as it was before.
You don't need to have those races where there's no incident, not much goes wrong, the race runs pretty smoothly. Now, I don't know if you're going to see it.
Never been a
Or maybe he just couldn't see. Maybe he was full. Maybe he was just dunked in oil and he couldn't see either. On top of all that.
Well, actually, Eric Arnett up here on the computers had a heck of a good idea. Make one of them out of stone.
So I would say we didn't see mainstream law enforcement drivers give the same respect they give the wall.
I wanted to make one out of stone. It rotated every pair.
We don't know if one was steady, maybe it's close to the line, or let's just put a brick wall down the middle.
There you go. They do it on the freeway.
So this is like there is a next pair of cars going out there, driver, traffic, car, young Mark, why not up here, there? Why not bring papers? Don't see it. Not only is Eric not in, he hasn't seen a representative run at this point. He had some plug issues last run, put some new discs in it, got it back together. He's pretty sure they've got a good combination. You go back to your data and you figure his car's not going to run 590, so they can lean on it about as far as he knows how to do. But you've got to hope everything goes right. This is where when you see the track crew cleaning up in front of you, you're saying, you guys take your time. I want that thing back in perfect condition. It's nighttime. The light is never good enough if you're a driver. It's only too much light if you're a spectator. It's not good enough if you're a driver.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very true. But, no, I mean, we got to give credit to everybody. And I mean, I have nothing as far as things to go on for most of the I have no say in anything. Go ahead. I know you're dying for a jab.
Negotiate for you.
Yeah, but Mark Dawson, John Bowser, Blake Bowser, they do everything planning this. And this Saturday night, well, you weren't here yesterday. Well, let me tell you, that was something. And we walked up, and I will be the first to admit, I was up here last weekend for the test of June, and I looked at that and said, late, 4 hours of nitro on Thursday, we're not getting out of here till midnight. Walked out of the gate. We ended at 8 o'clock, I walked out of here. It was that good and that solid. Yesterday, left here at like 20 after 10. I brought my sleeping bag. Oh, yeah. Well, let me tell you how lucky I was. You talked about hanging. I was walking around in the top fuel bit. I got to sit down and have a 10-minute conversation with Alice and Lynn.
I think Rodney was just trying to be concerned, be considerate of everybody and keep it next to the wall in case he did drop oil. And maybe he got maybe he was a little fog visor, I guess on your visor, right? But he did the right thing. He put it over there, which So there's a little bit against the wall, which is not in anybody's way. So obviously he's done this a while, so he was just being courteous for everybody else that's coming down the track after him.
Not at all.
When you talked to them a little bit in my uncle in the last year's race here, was asking her about the 36 and up to like 67.
Absolutely, it's incredible. She told me today, she says, I'm being grandma. She says, Tyler and Bobby are doing all the stuff on the car, and I'm just being grandma. And I said, you just lied to me. You're going to go in there and take over that car a little bit, aren't you?
But I think that's what makes the nostalgia racing so special. Trust me, if they were running 10 speed out here, racers are competitive no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're racing for $1 or $500,000 championship. Nobody wants to race. So of course there's that out there. But there's also these legends out there still are racing, still driving cars. Alex Lee still driving cars. John Sunway out here in Pro car. You know, the important
Oh, not yet. Why? Is he open again? Oh. I'm more in line for something to keep me awake. Of course, all that sugar probably wouldn't hurt. But might be too cold. Yeah.
And that guy's still out there kicking butt.
And he looks like he's 22.
Yeah, well, I know it's 32.
Oh, I agree.
And I know John is looking at the 7 Pro. What if we got stopped the break? With some late long tires on it.
Yeah,
That's the first thing they said right away.
well, yeah, give me an idea. He didn't make the first round call, but son of half lost. So Giants drove the very sensor making drove all kinds of cars. Cole Foster running $3 eliminator 1 year.
That's where all the shaking's coming from. If you notice the thing's jumping up and down right there, that's what she's practicing for when she gets in her junior dragster. She'll have all that, you know. Yeah. Do little shorties, little 20-footers.
You walk down the manufacturing midway, you know, I was over in the trailer behind the tower, which, by the way, you mentioned this, 29th annual California Hot Reunion, October 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Thanks to our friends at Off the Field, still on board with them. But just a lot of cool stuff walking out there. It's just a lot of fun. It's like, I got to spend time with the Hellfire Corvette down there. We were looking at that, we were talking about it. When he talked to Steve Montrelli, who was the crew chief on that car, he said, I want to bring that to Hellfire. And I was loudest, capital car, the biggest plane we could do.
So I think there's a lot of this.
Bring it back in there. I'm going to go back on the hot water.
All right. Yeah, maybe one of those little tiny waters, or do I have enough here already?
That's what really cool. Then Jim Chu, they take tribute to my good friend Josh Ryan, who drove that car for so many years.
We're not at 100%. But the amount of roll cars and the amount of control,
Not at all.
sort of walk in back like everyone. It's just have 100%. I can't imagine like it was like a hot rod.
Oh, it's just spectacular. I mean, yeah, I'm so looking forward to it there. There's so many cool things and stuff. You know, you talk about the way it racers have dead speed. Well, the great Warner Johnson, language is very simple. It doesn't put a car the other way. Changes everything. I don't care if you're on a 10 speed. I don't care if you're on a skateboard. I'm not losing with that guy over there.
Here he comes.
Oh, yeah.
It's the tire tractor. Don't he sound like Godzilla? He's prepping it down there to make it nice. Well, they're prepping it down here to make it nice.
Get them out of their comfort zone. And with more that was John Ford in 1965. A ton of round team won. They were out there so time. But the other team was so good, couldn't run with force. They overthrew their cars and were up the entire front.
Yeah, it's just, well, it's like bowling. You don't have to bowl a 300 game. You just got to be better than the other person.
Right. So 5 years.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly.
So again, put yourself inside the helmet right now, like Mark White-Eyed, Derek Harris. If it's sitting here for good, well, they probably got strapped in half an hour. Probably the car slowly progress up the street, legs get towed out, and the driver gets into his mental zone, and then you got to delay it. Slow down, stay in the car, not to get out. Well, now you got another delay. And I don't care if it's 70 degrees outside. That Helen fire seat is not anywhere for long duration of time. And then you add to that the stress of not being qualified. Did I make the right call with it? Am I getting the right attitude with the driver? Track going to be trapped by the car. That is all going to be working. Can I change something on the car? These are the things going through the driver to have something in my future. If this is all I get, can I go back and fix an elevator to ride with my family? It's been a pretty good run.
Would you like to text me the buildings that you're working on so I take the stairs? Yeah, I'll take the stairs. Well, you know what? I really love to see that the car, but you know, I spent a lot of years on the tour as an announcer, and it wears on you. Of course, you didn't have to get there until 10 o'clock in the morning. I was there at 7.
But you and I just talked about this earlier today. You hung your hat up officially as a number 18 by the announcement in 2019, which I don't think is time to end that. Like the world started falling apart.
Yeah.
And it's not that you don't miss it, but this race is a perfect example for both you and me. We can come up here and just you let your hair down, you have fun, you interact with great fans here, and when you leave, you're like, that was an awesome win.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is recharging my battery. When it's your job and you go out there and you leave on a Wednesday or Thursday and you get home Monday and it's one hotel and rental car after another and you're back on a flight that got delayed and you get home, you're like, ooh, I need a break now to recharge my battery. That's depleted.
Yeah, it really does. It sounds like a charmed life and a lot of fun. And it is. We had great times. I mean, how many times did we meet up down in Dallas at the airport when our connecting flights got together, and here we are at midnight on Sunday night, wanting to get a red eye home.
No, I don't want anybody to feel like I'm that billionaire sobbing because I'm counting my money and my thumbs turning green. I was unbelievably fortunate to get paid to drive a nitro car over here. What I'm saying though is the average person doesn't necessarily see the logistics of what goes on behind the scenes. The drivers, the crew. And listen, as much as I was on the road, for the crew guys had a minimum of 3 extra days per race.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, throwing test sessions that they don't get paid for. There's no money for that, there's no program for that, there's no bonus for that, and they do it without complaining.
Yeah, it's a very, very tough one. I told you, Like last of the points that I got with American Airlines, I'm shooting in November. You guys think a little bit more. Here we go.
And their reaction was the first one I expected. They assumed that we have For a NASCAR, it's about 30 million. For Formula One, Mercedes is spending now for two cars, they're spending $400 billion a year. They thought it might be $40 billion a year in Formula One. Consequently, drivers and drag races don't get paid money to the point where you can run down spending in on one. I think of all my God, I'm a sprint on over the profit journey and stuff, and I have to. I think that well, I think that's the a lot more than you're not put on a penny.
And that's a very good point. I was listening to this one show last week, and they were talking about Major League Baseball.
At least somebody's making a few runs, huh?
Baseball players, they got about double what the average person gets. And then and now, it is so far out of reality. There's no connection whatsoever. I don't think a lot of that. I think
but I think for the most part, the access to the fans, the constant movement through the pits, the nature of our racing where in F1 or NASCAR, they get in their cars, they go to the race car, they make the Tom Brady out on the field running off that, and then look at a truck. When Tom Brady gets the dog off in the branch and starts signing offense while defense is on the field, there's no access. Tom Brady can stay in his mentally isolated zone that time. Drivers totally need that access.
absolutely.
You are busy out there. We come back, we decompress, we interact with the fans, how you get your mind right, and then you ramp up and start all over.
And the fans are part of the thrill. You get to go out and interact with the talk, get you pumped up for that next run.
Yeah, and here's the other side, man. I've stopped a lot of times. You go out there, red light of speed on a whole shot of 20 on the pedal of the car, and you know you cost your team the round, and you come back and you have about 2 inches tall and stiff, and you walk out there and the fans
Absolutely.
they let you know that it's going to be okay. You got to survive, and you're doing good things. And you realize, all right, I was looking at this from the wrong perspective here. It still sucks to lose. But I've got a great job, and I've got 10 fingers and toes, and everybody's healthy that I know, and I got a good job.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I consider, you know, we talked about it. You and I, we raced a lot up in LACR, and God, we missed that place. That was just so much fun.
You know, that's one of those racetracks we did not realize how much I was going to miss that crap hole until it was gone. And I say that with a tremendous amount of reverence and respect.
Oh, absolutely. I told Bernie, I said, it was the wind, it was the dirt, it was the dust, it was the rain, it was the snow, and I'd love to have that place back again.
Like if somebody plotted on a map in Southern California, where's the dumbest place we can put a drag strip? They're within a mile of it right there.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about doing a tremendous amount without the resources. Bernie's track truck device was a tractor tire with a chain attached to it, and he runs and kept picking up.
Yes.
The motocross track is running the same time time trials, and the wind is blowing up and out on the racetrack. And somehow, it still was
Oh, we did ever, and I miss that place. But, you know, where you progress, myself, I've been very, very blessed. I consider myself very lucky with the things I got to do.
So during COVID was the only time, really, in my adult life that I wouldn't have the time to go back and start doing this research on the history of drag racing. And I got Rod McCarroll gave me his entire collection. Larry Bowers gave me his entire collection. Don Hampton gave me his entire collection. I mean, I
Wow.
own 3 truckfuls of
Wow.
and periodicals and then had to sort through them all. And I didn't get mired in reading all of them. I've read from 1950 up to 1960, but I would go through various other ones. I found articles with you winning a bracket race in the mid-70s. It is really quite down to Jay winning his elimination category brand new in the 70s.
Jay Payne and I raced a bunch of times at Irwindale, and it's just so cool to hang around with people like that and everything.
No matter what you talk about money or teams or cars or racers or licenses and stuff like that, you can't have drag races without a track.
Without a track, absolutely.
And now with Montana, that's what it's so good. I'm not quite sure where the next quarter mile Southern California fond memories. I came up here, I know I was up here in 1977. My uncle was working on Tommy Double's top fuel car. He qualified second to that orange car. It said Rainbow on the side of it. James Warner, Roger Colbert. But my memories were up here in 81 for the March meet. Spent the night up here. Coming up and finally racing my El Camino in a lot of events up here. Then my first dragster, then the Blackbird. And I think the coolest thing was the Saturday race where you start qualifying you run at night, and a lot of these races wrap up to 11:45.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In between rounds, I'd go sit in the grandstand where I had 20 minutes to walk up the cars that you call police. And you watch a pair of 11-second bracket cars before you burn out smoke, float above the race cars. This track, I've always had that.
Yeah, well, honestly, it was lovely late 1980s. Brad Thompson, who was racing Nitro Funny Car here. I met him there. This is where Brad and I first got together. And Brad was a track champion here in the Summit Series. Just guys, we got together.
Thanks.
I met you at Summit Races in LACR. I met Brett Cannon. There's so many people that we've met over the years. It just
But it goes back to my point. Where there's a drag strip, there will be talent. People generate relationships, friendships, marriage, things like that because of the common interest here. And thank goodness we've had, what do we have? 70 years? I think this place opened in 52.
54, I think it was.
Yeah. I mean, so we're getting 7 years here. That's unheard of in Southern California.
Oh, absolutely. Whatever you want to call it, it is unheard of. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you got to thank goodness for the track operators, for the Bowsers, for all the people that come up here and give the efforts to come put a racetrack together where we can come up and exercise our addiction.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a great, great time and a lot of fun. And we've met some wonderful people over the years. It's just a great time.
All right, they cleared off the top end.
A lot of people out there hanging out here. It's Saturday night.
He's not dragging the
We're talking about
slicks.
How'd you like to be driving this down? Oh yeah, and you also brought your down the top of the car very early on,
Number 5. Oh, I'm sorry, number 2. My apologies. Yeah, he needs to step up.
Let's think about that. Not since the days of Jerry Root running top fuel funny car at the same races. I don't think you can say anybody's had this sort
Phil,
of
good to see you.
Pro nitro cars at the same event.
Yeah, I think you're 100% correct there. I mean, Jerry Root ran top fuel and funny car and won the Division 6 champion.
Signal's crappy up here, Phil. It goes in and out. What do you do?
Well, to me, though, it makes for another compelling story. So, Dan, okay, he's running good in both cars. That's great. Now we're going to go into Sunday race day. Can he get down a hot track? Can he maintain composure in 2 different categories? Can he go back and forth and change the procedures from one to the other? Remember, driving a top fuel car is nothing like driving a funny car. Driving a top fuel car is a little bit like driving a Ferrari on the Autobahn. Driving a funny car is a lot like driving a Winnebago in a crossway. Right? They're radically different. And yes, look
Ah, he's dragging again. Ah.
Oh, absolutely. But keep in mind, tonight is round 1 of funny car.
yeah, I'm sorry. I think if they got one more qualifier top fuel, he can feasibly go to the top and top fuel.
Yes.
And his race starts with funny car. That is another dynamic. When he comes up with a funny car, he's already qualified number 1. But now it's getting to the finish line first. In other words, if it was a qualifying run and he shakes the tires, he's going to live. He's already qualified. Not now. He's got to get to the finish line.
Yeah, we're racing for real.
When he comes up with top fuel, it's a freebie pass. If it goes out there and rattles the tires and spins, he can shut off. You have got to have your mind right as you're getting in a car. You have got to have your mind doubly right as you're getting in 2 cars.
Yeah, exactly. And of course,
Yeah, hey, but look at how nice the track's going to be, Paula. They're really doing it nice, aren't they? They're spraying it, dragging it. It's going to be good. The track is going to be good.
Now, if it's me, and I've had no problem servicing the car, and you know the tracks, maybe going to get marginally better, but not much. I run first funny car.
Yeah.
And my sight, the maximum amount of time to go back to that top fuel car and get back up the lane.
And he's got to hop on the moped down there, come scooting down the return road here, ride around, get in the top fuel car, get strapped in there, and then take a deep breath.
Mental preparation, yeah, because they're
Yeah.
really 2 different approaches.
Got to have a nice track.
And one is the
Got to clean it up and get it right.
from the left lane forward here. I'm assuming that since Mark was likely safely qualified in the show, maybe
Let's
they
see if
would
he
switch
puts
to
it away.
Yeah, that's probably true. John Lesso, he runs those cars. John Lesso.
You should hang a U-turn and back up.
Good story. He's raced full track, he's raced a number of different cars. And
There he comes again. Oh, well.
Mark Whitehouse always helped him. You know, Mark's dad was part of the staff down in Verona for a long time, Cliff, and John said, hey, I'm going to build a fuel altar and I want you to try it.
Hey, I can build a fuel altar.
Yeah. I have too
Yeah.
much money. Let's build a nitro burner. So James Giordano.
But it'll be a good year.
Nitro Lava. We're heading back to the pits and have her ready for round number 1 tomorrow.
Yeah, in general, is qualified number 7. I don't know how many non-qualified fuel alters are yet to run in this session. He's likely safe, but he's not a lock on that qualified position. Eric Gates is the one that's Clemson. I'm a big Eric Gates fan. We go way back to bracket races here in the SKIDA events. And I just appreciate my buddy Scott Sharp, who I met in 4th grade, is Eric's crew chief here. So I'm in their corner. I don't root against anybody. I want them to get a good, solid run and get in the show. And right now, to get in the show, guaranteed, it's probably going to have to be a mid-620. And Mike, that doesn't give you a lot of margin. If the index is 6 flat, in other words, you run 599.9, you are not qualified. You went too quick. But you can't slow it down too much because a 632 with a 1 is not going to qualify.
Yeah, exactly.
That's 0.3 of a second. In drag races, it seems like in a tournament, it's 2 clicks and you're on. That's the margin he's got to split that margin.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. And you ask about that 6 flat index, folks. That was an idea that Blake and John came up with. Well, actually, give where credit's due. Jeff Butterback said, Blake and John were trying to figure out how do we get the fuel alters, because there's what we call transformers and stuff and everything. And Jeff Vanderbeck says,
I hear a cackle.
No, I think it's brilliant. I know. Nobody should have to ride the race.
All right, you guys, pay attention. The race is starting.
The best way to see the nostalgic with the ones
Back on the racetrack.
be able to run heads up and have competitive side-by-side runs.
All right.
so we are back running now. James Giordano and the team out of Las Vegas, the impatient fuel alter. And Eric
Yeah, it was, Dave. David, it was.
Capital of the world, Fallbrook. They're abandoned body cars here.
Yay.
Yeah, that's amazing, and it will really get you a win line. So
No.
how much do you have to slow the car down?
Yeah.
Some guys take a spot down track and shut off. The better way to do it is what Johnny West is doing. Tune the car so you can drive it pretty close to wide open, but slow it down to run conditions. So Eric Gates' car will probably have a pretty good idea by about 300 to 400 feet if that car's got a snowball chance of getting in here. It's going to have to get up on the tires. It's going to have to boogie pretty good to run quicker than 630.
James Giordano sitting in that number 7 spot in 6:25.9 for the team out of Las Vegas over there. So this is going to be fun to watch, and this is going to be the final pair in AA Fuel Alter. So this, well, one guy's in, one guy's not. That Agent Orange car here at the
Yeah, the car to watch is in the right-hand lane. That's the car that's not in. It needs to make a near-perfect lap.
Eric Gates not in at
Ah.
6:32.9, and Robert Wydemski, you are going to race on Sunday in your final race. Just
No, not 19, 9 thousandths of a second.
9 thousandths, I'm sorry.
Mile an hour. I don't know if that Eric clearly drove the car out the back door, and he literally needed 1/100th of a second more tune-up than he would have been in. And as heartbreaking as that is and crushing, the silver lining there is they made a ton of right decisions to get a car that wasn't going down the track, back on its tune-up, right down the lane, and it's tough to end up.
Oh, it is. So Robert Wydemski is going to start out in that number 8 spot in his final race as a fuel alter driver. Son Dylan, the kid we call the Nitro Moose, made a pass Thursday on Nitro for the first time. Johnny West, who's their neighbor over in Arizona, told Robert, if you want to make that kid a fuel alter driver, the nigga runs on alcohol, put some nitro in the tank of that car and make him a fuel alter driver.
And another great case of what we were talking about earlier, passing the torch. It's going down to the next generation. The future of the sport seems to be in good hands.
Yeah, he made a nice 300-foot squirt, straight out there, no movement, no nothing. Great job, shut it off and coasted through. So in a couple weeks, they're going to Tucson down there to get his license, and I'm just so proud of him. He's done a great
He's
job.
got to be excited, and Dad's got to be excited.
Oh.
And Mom's probably really nervous.
Oh,
right now.
yes, on Thursday, I was laughing. She couldn't stand still. Robert was pretty cool and calm. He was like, Thursday, he's sitting over there in shorts and stuff going, I'm not the driver, he is. He's working on that car.
It's if you watch when the pressure is on. The pressure is on typically at the moment where you realize you don't have control anymore. When the crew chief tells you it's okay to pull the starting line, that's when they start biting their fingernails because they have nothing else left to do. The drivers feel a lot of pressure until the car starts up. Then you're like, I got to go into driver mode right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
Yep.
Chrome on. Qualifying session number 4. Jeremy Hanger and Andrew Mowick. Andrew will be over there far side. Sit number 8 at 691 with the GTO. And Jeremy Hanger for Kurt Coons of the team in the number 7 spot with a very quality car.
So, Mike, if I'm reading it right, there's only 8 cars on the premises.
So everybody will run tomorrow.
Well, congratulations to all 8 of you.
Absolutely.
So this is just a freebie.
Yeah.
This is playing with house money right now. When you come up, yeah, it's a qualifying run, but in essence, it's a test and tune run.
So Jeremy over there with that tuner to the stars, couldn't standing behind the car. And Andrew, the GTO, with 943 cubic inches of G-Foam big block Chevrolet. Under the hood has been 691, 189. Jeremy Hanger has been 637, and that Corvette over there, Jack, has rattled the tires.
You know, when you said 943 cubic inches, I'm pretty sure you didn't have to add big block onto the end of that.
Yeah, probably not.
So to put performance in perspective, there currently are 2 cars qualified in the 5-second zone. So that's kind of the target they're shooting for. If you want to have a car that's a legitimate player for tomorrow, you're probably looking to run a mid-590 right now. And 2 radically different ways to try to get there, right? That little baby tiny supercharged engine, I'm going to guess, I don't see it, I'm going to guess that's 526 cubic.
Probably right around 500. Yeah, 526.
And 943 on nitrous. Listen to the difference.
Jeremy Hanger goes to the #1 spot, bumps everybody back 1. Andrew Boyd, 689, 6198. But Kurt Coons has been snake bit with that car until now, right to the top.
It's just what we're talking about, looking for a mid-590 run, and they got every bit of that. Now, it's very possible, I think it's probable, that was not going to stay from OET. And let's face it, we all know if there's no money or bonus points or all, it's still bragging rights for low.
Oh, absolutely.
They want to be low.
Yeah.
But what they did on that run is took the car from the bottom of the field and put it right up at the top. And even if they don't stay #1, that's exactly what they needed to attempt. Remember, but from the time they first pulled to the staging lanes, these guys have probably been sitting there an hour and a half.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree 100%. As Troy Perry, the Challenger body car, was on 607, 221 miles an hour, goes up here.
It is.
CP Corolla Lane.
It's Jack Beckman.
And Corneras, out of Pacifica, up the highway there, 68 Camaro. Tell me if I've said this before. Kurt Coons tune-up.
So if I'm reading this correctly, Andy over there in the left-hand lane has roughly half the engine size of that nitrous car that we just saw go down
There you go.
Remember
Yeah.
when 471 cubic inches sounded big?
Oh, absolutely.
Not when the guy in front of you just flipped
Joe.
43 cubic.
Yeah,
Didn't see you get
exactly.
on earlier. I've been just holding the stick up and watching the
Camaro,
track.
It's just like, if you've not had a chance to look at that car, it is really a very, very nice ride.
And Mike, a lot of different ways to skin a cat here. Big engine with carburetors and nitrous. Smaller engine with an injector and supercharger. There's turbo combinations allowed, different weight breaks, different transmission styles. And I don't know which one is the trick of the week here. We're going to see as qualified unfolds which combination tends to work better.
Kurt Coons walks away with another one of the cars that he's tuning far side. 615 Andy. 607 over here Troy. Couple of supercharged cars. That's going to get some high fives over there. Everybody, look at the fist bumps going. 6:22.2. Troy Perry will stand on his earlier at 6:07. Andy to the #3 spot, and the top 4 cars are all in the 5s. And the safety sparring rolling down their top end.
So you look at the crew and how excited they were. It wasn't necessarily that they went to the #3 spot. It's that they put a tune-up in there, and that car did exactly what they asked it to do.
So safety sparring rolling down at the top end, and I believe one of them went into the beach down there.
Fuck me.
Yeah, so Mike, you do everything right. You go down and you run 238 miles an hour versus 241 miles an hour. Remember, the run's not over at that rate. We got to get out of the throttle, get the shoes out, get on the brakes, get that thing slowed down.
And the good news is, all he did was nose the car into the sand. All the beach there, right there, just Well, long shutdown here for most of the drag strip. But hey, you're running over 230 miles an hour, and you go through the lights down there. That sand trap comes up in a hurry. You know that very well.
Yeah, every racetrack I've ever been on has the same way shut-down area when your shoes aren't working right. Way too short.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll be down there. They're going to pull them back out of the sand real quick, and hopefully no body damage, so they can come back tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell what worse is if the shoes were late coming out. But I always treated it as a driver and as an instructor that when you activate the parachutes, you act like they don't work until the time that you know that they're safely slowing you down and you get off the brake. You've got to live at the finish line. I'll deploy the shoes before the finish line. It typically takes about a couple hundred feet for them to fully blossom, and then I get on the brakes quickly and smoothly, and it's only when I feel the shoes dragging the car down, I'll ease off the brakes.
Yeah, it's and like you said, you think you lifted off the throttle before the finish line. You might hit 300 miles an hour for you guys in the Nitro Buddy car. You lifted, but you might have passed the finish line. You thought you lifted before the finish line.
When I was driving early in my funny car career, I had to give the crew $1 for every foot past 1,320. We were quarter miles that I lifted. I had a run where I went 1,390 feet.
Ooh.
I owed $70. I walked over to sell these cars, the bonds are hanging out. It's 1,500 days, and they finally figured out, and they started how to get me to lift before the round. They moved the finish line back to 1,000.
Oh man, and just like that, he's out of the sand trap. We got the green lights down there, and 2 5 seconds. And Marks and John Dirt number 2 at 594.2. Ed Marks number 4 at 598.5. And Jack Bentley and Marks, Kurt Coons tuned up.
Yeah, and you look with the relatively small field here, nearly every car is a car, and then you can get great 5, 4, 5, 5, 6. And, transmission of the car. It's just when you're developing, even with all the restrictions these cars have on them, they're still a legitimate 32 to 3,500 horsepower. And
Oh yeah, they do, and it's really a credit to the teams to get one of these cars, because man, it's hang on to your hats, we're going for a ride.
once you've got the tune-up, you make it look easy. And then it gets deceptive, because from the grandstands, when a car, these cars are going out there running consistently well, you assume it can't be that difficult. Well, buy one of these and get lost one weekend.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth, huh?
You realize this is incredibly difficult.
Incredibly difficult. That's why these guys get a guy like Kurt Coons. You know, very
Right,
talented.
that's money saved. To pay a guy like that.
Goes right back to the top of the field there. Ed Marks. That baby one left, that baby one right, that baby one close to the wall.
Yeah, I see Ed checked the traction compound over on the center line.
And that was the coin doinker down there half track.
Uh-oh.
Look, at 584, that's 800 up on the rest of the field down to right down with one pair left. That was a statement of information.
Yes, it was, absolutely. So,
Like I said, in reality, it's not a huge deal if you end up first, or second, or third. Yeah, it's just a more favorable first round matchup. Be ready.
Hurry. Don't walk, run.
yeah, jaw dropping.
With this, you see a 595 this session, a 593 this session, and you say, as you get your time slip, towing back to the pits, that was pretty good. Wonder if that'll stay for number one. And then a guy goes out there and runs 800 better.
It is, in a way, crushing. Going out of your back to working away. We have got it. We are set. And then just go out and watch it.
Yeah, but that's when they're car ran right, they were quicker than everybody, and everybody was aware of it. And they recognized, maybe wrongfully, that we have to do something drastic.
Hey, Nancy.
And John Bush on this long time. But
Sitting here, Don, Lee Geisler.
when you run that good, you put yourself in a position to benefit from racing.
Yes, absolutely. Which, speaking of racing car, the next pair, Josh Kalish, the 53 Studebaker, will take on Sean Renteria. The Renteria brothers racing up in Hollister there for Ari Mormon Steel. The 65 Valiant four-door.
So I'm looking at Renteria. It says Brad Anderson Engineering 451 cubic inches on the tech car. It doesn't say, and that car's got a supercharger on top, which makes me wonder, he's giving away 70 cubic inches to a lot of these other blown cars. Is that car running on a different weight brake? Does it have a different transmission?
I believe it's the weight brake. Smaller the motor, lighter the car. Now, the Renteria brothers, that's one of the big-time players, so, I mean, they're right in the hunt. So, I mean, they've gone 608, 193. Josh over there is on 626, 233 miles an hour in the Studi. But I love it. Yeah, I don't know if you remember this, but Renterias used to run super gas. Guess what they raced? A four-door Valiant.
Yeah, well, they like door cars. In fact,
Yeah.
they like four-door cars.
Many doors, yeah. You know, but I said it earlier, I was talking to Sean, and I'm like, what do you tell me?
Yeah.
Car? What would
Yeah,
you
let's
think
hope
it?
the
Well, we
funny
want
cars
to
go a little
Dude,
smoother.
you've been
But then
doing
it's
it
the
for a
drag
long time,
racing.
don't you?
No, that's
This is drag racing.
I think that's what makes racing cool. Like, we got to the point with the broken nitro cars, the boxes become pretty small. So, you know, you go back and look at what was the top elevator car in the 50s and early 60s. It was basically whatever you wanted to put in. Buick, Chrysler, Chevy, any power plant, front engine, rear engine, twin engine, and then it kind of evolved to where you got this paradigm in the late 60s with the front engine cars. Not everybody's on the heavy. And then today we're really, really restricted. So when I see somebody go that far out of the box and totally march to their own drummer, I get a lot of appreciation.
Absolutely. And, you know, one of the things I like to do is just go walk around. Not only the nitro pits, the fuel alternates and stuff, go look around the AF supercharged pits, go down into the 70 Pro. Love it. Supercharged Hemi, supercharged Big Block Chevrolet, alternates, dragsters. They'll throw an occasional funny car in there for fun, and it's just, you know, then you get down into Hot Rod Eliminator, there's just all kinds of cool stuff.
And I love the fact, you know, I cut my teeth in a funny car at CIFCA. And when I ran CIFCA with a 750 index, we did a couple races with a 7 flat index.
You drove for Dennis Murphy, who's here today.
Who's running an A fuel car. Yeah, Sabrina's driving it, and they got past first round. But I love, CIFCA was a wonderful opportunity to run a funny car with all the showmanship that went with it, but at such a reduced level you didn't tear up parts. Although apparently I was so good I still tore up all of it.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I saw a couple of people I to race against.
Yeah.
The Ortizes, Jim Mayer, and it's a trip into the time machine for me.
Back to the Future.
But I appreciate that. You know, yeah, it's where I came from, but man, I hope this is part of tomorrow. I'm just an absolute blast. All of the different categories out here, there's something for everything. There's a lot of people that come to a race that want to.
I am, Nancy, yes, uh-huh.
They don't care about nitro, but they go walk the pits and look at those cars in between runs. There's a lot of people
And
funny cars.
plan on a trip to at least the one funny car chaos, maybe the last one there, but maybe a few others.
Yeah, a fan of them. You know, they just absolutely one of my favorite classes that I went on the NHRA tour at the national event. Stock Eliminator always started the show off. Well, I loved it. You run that quick on a small tire like that. Yeah,
Absolutely my boy. These non-blown stock cars running in the nines.
yeah,
When did that happen?
yeah. But what about factory stock?
Oh,
Yeah.
You get a car that makes 1,400 horsepower on a 9-inch wide split.
Hang on, we're going for a ride. And Sean Renteria, Ferrari Mormon Steel Company up there in Monster, and Josh Taylor. Oh, how about that for a burnout?
That was the medium burnout.
down.
wait till July. They'll be back in
No, always. You didn't mention the margarita machines over there.
Well, we're still technically running race cars, so last pair of promos, the last pair of cars qualified before we go into the first round of eliminations. We got a special guest.
Please tell me it's not Cruz. So they got a special guest. Please tell me it's not Cruz. I saw him wandering around.
Pre-stage over there is Josh, waiting on Sean Renteria to light that first light. Oh, there is their step. Miles an hour for the Renteria brothers. Josh is 6:02.72.39. But how about that, man? That's a big time high-fiving down there for those Renteria brothers out of Hollister. Holy cow.
I love qualifying sessions like this where you see the guys at the bottom go up to the top, and then as they get to the later cars in the session, they go around them, and to see the last car come out and run low ET of the weekend so far, the perfect way to cap the show for promo.
Well, that wraps up Promod, and we're going into round number 1 of Nitro Funny Car with Steven Dencham and Jason Rupert to come up here in the first pair of round number 1. 2 former national champions. Steven driving for the legend. His dad, Gary Dencham, down there. The teacher's Ben Camaro. And Jason Rupert getting back behind the wheel of his car that he sold to one of his crew members, Jerry Espenson. Went to the final round of this race 2 years ago. Brad Littlefield, the crew chief, and his driver, Jason Rupert, coming up. Big aisle out there on the starting line. Now, Jack, the interesting part here, Jason running what we refer to as the
Hey, Rich.
clutch. Steven Dencham over here in Dad's car, the more traditional clutch that you guys
Yeah,
use.
glide clutch, and it's really easy to tell. If it's a glide clutch, the driver will pre-stage, take his foot off the clutch, hold the car with the brake, roll it in stage and idle. If you have a pedal clutch, you have the option, you don't have to, but you have the option of revving the car up. So that would be more like a street car. They're going to pre-stage, they're going to rev the car up a little bit, feather the clutch to get it to go into stage, and then hold a higher RPM. And both ways work equally well. The big show cars just make way too much horsepower to run a pedal clutch with any sort of predictability.
Right, exactly. And Jason, he leads the starting line about 7,000 RPM, where Steven Dencham will be about 4,000 RPM. The RPM start coming up over there for the former champion. That's his second quickest elapsed time of the weekend. Dan ran low at 5:63.2. But wow, that guy.
I wish we had a big screen. We left the starting line within 2,000.
Let's hope that was not oil smoke, just piston smoke. But they have the flashing lights again, so let's see what's happening. Nope, they came off the track with the. Okay.
And maybe hurt something. But he's going to have a tough time outrunning a mid-5.6.
Absolutely. Jeff Bodine, the quarter pounder and defending March Beach champion Matt Bynum. By the way, have you been over and looked at the quarter pounder?
My new favorite body stuff.
Oh.
Body ass with a split bumper deal. Amazing. What they did is they took the Camaro mold and made it less aerodynamic, but it looks so cool.
And on the rear spoiler, she's a beaut, Clark.
Yeah, and it's the cutest rear spoiler. It looks like a big show car that got put in a shrinking device and shrunk down to 1/10 the size. But cool paint, awesome. I love that body style.
Oh, it's just...
It's got a great throwback nostalgic feel. You know, some of these cars look like they were put in the sun and they melted. That car looks like the car should have looked.
Thank you. Good explanation.
He's right on the money.
Of course, Matt Bynum over here for Cecil Matthews. Of course, you're familiar with Matt Bynum. He's part of that Coletta team, now part of that Alexis Tujoria team. But Del Worship was in the house today, and Nikki and
These big show cars. We don't have the same cars. He's got a lot of competitive cars right now, and count Alexis's car with Del Judith right back in the frame.
Yeah.
Really neat, the fan in me, to see a team that had been struggling go out and test through it, make smart decisions, persevere, and get themselves back to being competitive.
really, as we say, starting to find their way. You know?
Yeah, and so you got another tough car. I mean, that's just asking for it. You've got 7 or 8 cars that would not be an upset to win the next race.
Not at all. So Matty Bynum, who has had highs and lows here in Formosa Drag Strip, and Jeff Modiz, a guy who is a very, very talented fabricator, did a lot of the work on this car. And I don't know if you've seen on social media, Jack, but that car was a ball of fire in Boise 3 weeks ago and said, we'll never make the March
Did
meet.
you see his dismount? He got out of the car and just went tumbling next to
And you know what they told me? The Russian judge only gave him a 5 for that
It
dismount.
was a bit, he looked like his splits were a little akimbo. So, all 3 of Matt Bynum's runs have been in the 5-second zone. Jeff Modiz has only made 1 in the 5-second zone. Look, that's on paper, Mike. Now we're racing on an asphalt, it doesn't matter. But if you're betting, and I do not recommend you bet on drag racing, that car, the right-hand lane that Bynum is shooting, has definitely been the better vehicle.
Whoa.
594, 574, and 566 for the number 4 spot for Matt Bynum. Jeff
Oh.
struggled and qualified until the final session, and out of that lucky number 13 spot at 581.3. Adjustment of the wheelie bar is now a critical part of tuning.
It's not a wheelie bar per se. It controls tire spin for the first 100 feet or so. It controls how far the car squats and how much it distorts the tire, and it affects traction.
Thank you, Jack.
Set. Let me try that again. To now number 2.
Yeah, it actually was a great drag
Yeah.
to about 500 feet. But even before Modiz stepped off early, there was a discernible difference in header blade pattern. Bynum's car had flame candles lit, a couple more flames coming out. I didn't see the same thing out of Modiz's car that he stepped off early. Likely saw that Bynum was driving away from him.
Yeah, they were both in the 250s to 330, which is Twilight Zone numbers. Now, just a little interesting note here, just a little friendly quote from your buddy Mike. Matt Bynum, Jason Rupert, round 2. And Jason will pick his lane.
Well, yeah, so
Yeah,
that just
that'll
ran
be a
the
good run.
right-hand lane, as we've seen. The Renterias ran low easy in that lane. Prior to that, the quicker runs had come out of the left lane in Promos. Doesn't make a difference, but here's the deal. That's going to be tomorrow. We don't have a crystal ball to know if there might be a difference in lanes tomorrow. So I always want to have lane choice. If nothing else, it's a psychological advantage.
If I Matt Bynum, it doesn't matter, right?
If you don't have it, it don't matter. And whoever pays for Dan Horan's paint jobs is certainly getting some
Thanks to beauty. Brad Thomas, Jailbreak Camaro, is number 1 qualifier. For Infinity Plumbing Designs and Barry Speed Shop, a car that in early December, early 2020, was on its road to Pomona. 28 days later, they showed up here for the March meet.
So they took that car to Barry White's speed shop, not the singer, the hot rod builder.
Yeah.
Right down the street from my house, and I spent a couple days with them there. It was pretty impressive to watch that crew.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of that calm chaos. Nobody was sweating or freaking out, and they got it done. So, on paper, this is the biggest mismatch of first-round pairings. It's your number 1 qualifier against your number 16 qualifier. So Haran's gone as quick as 563. But does that also mean that his car is closer to the razor's edge of the tune-up of not making it, and maybe that low 6.0 car, Brad Thompson, who just motors on down there, might have a fighter's chance?
Oh, well, Brad Thompson, he has been there before. You know, he's a former top fuel champion here.
Well, so if I'm Brad Thompson, I'm probably not going to step up and pick up 410. I'm going to probably shoot to make his car run a low 580 and hope there's a hiccup in the other lane or I can get a big enough starting line advantage.
Well, Brad runs one of those pedal clutches that we talked about. So Pete Kaiser, looking over Dan Duran's car. Steve Faria, looking over Brad Thompson's car. To race on Sunday at the Good Vibrations Motorsports March Meet presented by Lucas Oil. That RPM starts coming up on Brad Thompson. Brad Thompson will race on Sunday at 15, 16, 51 miles an hour, and wow!
My God, why would Haran have paddled? Why did he get out of it when he got over towards the center line? He doesn't know where the other car is.
Right.
He's focused down track. For all he knows, Brad Thompson is right next to him. He does not know he has trouble. The only thing you might have been able to do on that is if you had radios and the crew chief could say, "Flip." But you know how hard that would be to react to that 2.5 second window and make the right call. So Haran paddled, car moved over the center line, tried to fight it back a little bit, eventually stepped off, but by that point it was moving over so hard he was getting the cone.
And Brad Thompson had a big-time starting line advantage, and I guarantee you Dan Duran saw that silver Camaro out of the corner of his eye. Granted, he disappeared, but where did he disappear to?
Right, even though Brad Thompson had problems early, I'm pretty sure Dan knew he missed the tree, probably saw that car pulling out in his peripheral vision, and then you get behind the car a little bit.
I agree 100%. You've probably done that 100 times, right?
Well, the silver lining, let me change the topic. Dan's got a chance to redeem himself. He's right next to the top fuel car and have a shot at getting the #1 spot there.
Yeah, the guy who won the racing buddy car could have the top fuel trophy on that.
Well, and what he says right now might be shaking off. Because as a driver, that's depressing, buddy. You hit the cone. Yep, the car was moving over that way. Yep, they're fast cars. Yep, the downforce is an issue. Yes, it's dark out there. But at the end of the day, you know you hit the cone, and that's disappointing to you and the team. You got to figure out, how do I get my mind right to go get back to that dragster and do the best job I can in that?
Yeah, absolutely. As we wait for them to put the cone back in down there, Matt Melendez, the cackling critter, and three-time national champion Bobby Contra. Bobby over there driving first. Lucky Austin, Michael Bryan, Jeanette O'Brien, and the team. Matt Melendez out of Pengrove, 70 Challenger, qualified number 15. Bobby over there, qualified number 2, Jack.
Well, Mike, I've told you guys repeatedly, you shouldn't bet on drag racing. But if you were going to, with the #1 car already out of competition, to me, the odds-on favorite's going to be that green Bardol car in the left-hand lane. That car's pretty much been the dominant car the last few years. In nostalgia funny car. They qualified number 2 here. They've already laid down 2 really good and quick runs. But they can't win the race if they don't win first round.
That's very true. Already been to the winner's circle this year up in Boise.
Excuse me, guys, getting a drink.
Raced Mike Beck in the final round, 569 for Bobby. Took out Mike's 568. And there's another thing. Mike Beck, the former 7-0 pro national champion, really starting to find his way now with that
Yeah,
car.
now that's a competitive car too. And to me, it's great. What you don't want to do is come out to the racetrack as a fan or as another driver and watch 2 cars dominate the entire deal. Well, listen, those days of winning were fantastic because you wondered how long it would last. But it's not that fun if you're one of the other 15 cars qualified and kind of know you don't have a snowball's chance of winning. To have more competitive cars makes everybody lean on their stuff a little bit harder, and when they say a rising tide lifts all ships, everybody gets a little bit quicker there. And the biggest benefit is the fans. They get to see quicker side-by-side.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a great show at the Funny Cars. Just doing a fantastic job here. Just a second there, they'll get the orange coat back in his spot down there. I'm not sure if Cleet's gone down there with that little dragger-wagger thing that fixed it.
Fod matter.
It's just a foam block, but it's a
Fod.
plastic reflector on it, and they break into about 1,800 pieces, and you got to get that off the racetrack before the next car runs. Well, the racetrack has got glue on it. It doesn't just blow off the racetrack, so you got to go out there with the fod mat or pick it up manually. You know, everybody wants a no-delay race, unless you're the next car in line behind an oil down or a fire or somebody.
Yeah.
You want everything cleaned up, and you don't care how long it takes.
That's right.
Absolutely. Even if you're strapped in like Matt Melendez and Bobby R over there. But this will be fun. And I tell you, I call it that dragger wagger thing. It's a flat thing that they discovered. I believe it was Larry in Denver and Vandermeer that came up with that thing. But pretty sure. Yeah, you should see it. They'll come back and they'll go do something that's like, I can't believe it. Where'd you find all this stuff? Where'd it come from?
Ford Opticam, they use it on airport runways, and they just get some right together. It's like
You probably find deuce fasteners.
Really, nuts and bolts,
Well,
money.
Even though it's too bright for the fans, it's too dark for the drivers. Well, the guys out there in the safety safari end, they have to pick that stuff up.
Yeah, I always wondered how come you could see so much better than me, and I realized because you're sitting down and I'm standing up, I'm looking through the tinting in the window, and when I bent down a foot, I'm like, oh, I thought Mike had way better eyesight than me. It's easier to see your way.
Jeff, I'm married to an optician.
Ah,
If I can't see, I'm not going home because I'll be at the doctor's office tomorrow. You know how many pairs of glasses I have?
So tempting to be
yeah.
proud of myself for abstaining.
I mean, where you have socks in your drawers on your dresser.
You got your fighting glasses.
I've got my glasses, my Saturday glasses. So Matt Melendez, who ran for the trophy last year, runner-up to Matt Fighter, the Catholic Critter car, and Bobby Cottrell, their three-time national champion. Bucky walking up on that starting line there, Mike O'Brien and that entire team. Heidi Austin's down there, gonna back her dad's car up. Don Wiener down there, he will make any adjustments on the injector.
Again on pace with the handicap, then you got the number 2 qualifier in the left-hand lane, number 15 in the right-hand lane. What I find interesting is lane choice goes to the car that qualified higher. But pair right before this, your number 1 qualifier chose the right lane. Number 2 qualifier chose the left-hand lane. I don't think there's any difference in the lanes here.
It's just what you like, and a lot of guys like that left lane here. A lot of guys like that right lane.
I like the lane with the wind light on it.
Yeah, that was absolutely
That's what I try to pick.
Yeah. So Matt Melendez rolling up here.
So again, Cottrell's car has been lightning fast. But Matt Melendez has made 3 runs in the 5s. That's a consistent car that's also quick. They just need to step it up a tenth and a half.
Or hope the guy in the other lane makes a mistake.
As we just saw with Romeo.
Yes. Bobby Cottrell, another 7-0 Pro national champion. Something about that, isn't there?
It's these guys cut their teeth, make their hundreds and hundreds of laps, and they get the faster and faster cars and drive them with a high level of proficiency.
Pre-stage. Come up on the high side. Bobby's in. Matt's in.
Wow.
5634, Mr. 53 now. Dan Durant, Lowy T at 5632. He was 256 to 330. 376, 200. 207 at half track, and that logger I'll call his truck.
Yeah.
Matt Paladas right alongside for a while, then shut it off at 662, 1:36.
Well, the worst run that they have made with that Bardol car all weekend
A
long.
560 pass is still an awesome pass, especially with header flames coming off the top. Top of the pipes.
And they're going to be fast. You've got to step out of your comfort zone and lean on your tune-up.
Absolutely. It's Hollywood Chris Crable and James Day.
Right, so another one where on paper you say this is a mismatch, right? Number 3 qualifier in the right-hand lane, James Day in the Speed Sport car. Chris Crable way down at number 14 in a tribute car to Del Worsham. Now, wait for burnouts here. Del Worsham's still a relatively young guy that can hop back behind the wheel of a funny car tomorrow. And he's got a tribute car dedicated to him out here this weekend.
Yeah.
Life is good.
Rick Akers is the team there. That Screamer funny car. But over here, James Day driving for Jim Broom. Career best numbers at 565. Tuned in on that car, Johnny West.
But if I'm going to bet on my upset, and need I remind all you folks, we don't bet on drag racing. Chris Crable. That car went at 582 on their last lap in the heat. They're getting a better handle on the tune-up. I have every reason to think that car could run a low 570. They're going to need Chris to put a little daylight between him and James on the starting line. So I think we're going to know about 100 feet out if this is a winnable race.
Yes, absolutely. And that is a pedal clutch car far side for Hollywood.
Yeah, if you see the car in the left-hand lane ahead at 100 feet, I don't think they're going to relinquish the lead.
Probably not, but boy, that Speed Sport car, in memory of our good friend Red Griff, who passed away a month ago.
One of the coolest of all time, fastest car in drag racing in 1959.
They are pre-stage. Here comes that RPM up on that Screamer car. Chris is in, James Day bumping that baby, and here we go.
Damn.
You called it, brother. 257 to 330, 382, 199. Chris Crable and that Rick Akers team. The Screamer going to round 2.
I think I've got the Mike. I'm usually right twice a day.
Jeez.
I think I misspoke. The fastest car in drag racing is I'm leaving the car with 169 miles an hour out of a roadster. No dragster had gone that fast at the time.
Yeah, just a wonderful man that I just considered an honor to spend time with that guy.
Woo, nice one, huh?
Run the Speed Sport Roadster over to
We're talking
Yep.
about memories in Bakersfield of one of the hot rod reunions. We got our pictures taken with him.
Sure is, Ed. We're running a quarter at Bakersfield. This is Nostalgia NFC, Top Fuel. They don't do 1,000 footers. The only the big shows do 1,000 footers.
You didn't have to mention that it was before you was born. It wasn't before I was born.
Yeah, but you were really young at that time.
I wish. I consider very blessed that I got to go to Santa Ana Airport as a young boy. It was like strawberry fields away from our house because Santa Ana was a whole lot smaller than it is now.
Yeah, and that's just amazing. Whatever the correct answer is, Santa Ana wasn't the first dragster. It's debatable how you want to pitch. Was it the first successful, commercially operated asphalt dragster? Yeah, I'd probably give it credit for that, but there's always going to be an asterisk because somebody in a small town in Iowa was charging spectators to come in and they had an asphalt track. But Santa Ana really was kind of the birth of drag racing in Southern California and the spark that ignited it across the nation.
Yeah, really true. I mean, there was Goleta that ran in 1949, but yeah,
you charge spectator admission, and so, you know, you start splitting hairs at that point. Who was first? And you want to be accurate with it, but there's a couple different right answers because you add in the caveat with spectator admission, with insurance, with tax.
Well, I know on Jeopardy, I would take Santa Ana Airport for 1,000.
Yeah.
But let's wait for a burnout. If you Google the opening day of Santa Ana, and June 19th, 1950 was a Monday. Best I can figure through my research buddies, it was probably Sunday, July 3rd, 1950. My point is, don't believe everything you read on the internet, and did I mention, don't bet on a drag race.
Yeah.
Chris Crable just got done driving the Screamer Funny Car to a win in the left-hand lane, the last pair. If you're confused because you're looking at the car in the right-hand lane, this pair, Chris Crable used to drive that car.
Yes, he did.
That is now capably handled by Corey Lee, a former Carcraft magazine cover boy, way back 40 years ago in 1981, going up against Billy Morris.
Billy Morris, of course.
Come on, Billy.
And he knocks out there the problem child, Billy's dad, Rick, standing behind the car. One good pass, 5.72.7 for the number 6 spot. Corey Lee, that's a guy who does everything, driving for Gary Turner, the challenger who qualified number 11 in 5.809.
Billy, Eddie, Rick. All the boys in the no problem pit.
To race Chris Crable, round number 2 tomorrow. They're coming forward. Corey Lee is pre-stage. Wait for Billy Morris to come up there.
And reaction time could decide this race.
Very true.
Sorry, Billy. Damn. Yeah.
255 to the 330. 375 to a 4.5 track. And look at Gary Turner. He's high-fiving everybody.
Because the car did what he thought it would do. But the problem is, they don't always do that. So it's so gratifying and rewarding to turn the knob, adjust the clutch, adjust the blower, dial in your timing, say, I think this is what it should run, and it goes out there and runs it. Now, Mike, am I mistaken? Was that car moving over towards the center line a little bit as it went down track?
I believe it was, but who knows? Who cares?
He did a good job keeping it in the groove, 257 miles an hour. It obviously ran all the way out the back door for that speed.
Thanks, Phil.
If they have sacrificed a couple pistons to the gods, I don't think they care. They got all night to fix it. Billy Morris, a great qualifying shot there, unfortunately. A very good example of the car of boys. He was running 570s, came down here. Where'd it go?
But sometimes the difference between the best 60 foot of the session and blowing the tires off 3 feet out is 500ths in air pressure, an 1/8 inch on wheelie bar height, a 1/2 degree in timing. The difference between going fast and going nowhere is a pretty small margin.
Yeah, it really is. And I always talk, when we talk about 60-foot time,
Thanks, Michael.
you put up an impressive 60-foot time, and it's 61 feet, you're in tire shape.
Right, if the car can't make it, it doesn't matter how quick a 60 foot is. However, anything that you gain in 60 foot multiplies down the racetrack. In other words, if apples to apples, if you find a way to pick up 100th of a second 60 foot, it's not just 100th of a second when you get to quarter mile. It has freed up that car and got more wheel speed. It's probably going to translate to 200s, 2.5 by the time you get to the finish line. So everything you can do to get that mass accelerating sooner helps the entire road.
Yeah, it really does. Of course, Corey Lee was getting down in that twilight zone at 330, 255.0.
Yeah, with a 986 60 foot helped, right? That
Yeah.
car was accelerating good from the time he stepped on the throttle.
Ryan Kono and Kamaka Pocock in this pair.
Wow, that sounds like a tongue twister. I can say Ryan Kono,
Try to take Kamaka Pocock.
the guy in the right-hand lane.
Yeah, there you go. Driving for Don Nelson, that California hustler Firebird. Kamaka does not have a whole lot of seat time in the Nitro Funny Car. He started last year, but you know what happened to last year.
Now, and that car has had a lot of different functions over the last 5 or 6 years. It's kind of become the door of the Nitro Funny Car one. And I get it. That's a desirable ride. If you're a driver looking for a competitive race car,
You're welcome, Eric.
You know, there you're doing everything you can to get that ride.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Ryan Kono over there. Ryan Kono working at Brad Anderson is now moving to the other side of the shop that is going to work on Jay Payne's new alcohol car. Jay is going to run a few races with Donner Madison.
Wow, now. You know you're getting old when Jay Payne's daughter is a competitive drag racer.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. So Ryan, Tom Lemon, Cookie in the bunch, 575. And Ryan told me they are right there. They are.
So these two cars, these next two pairs, on paper, are theoretically the closest matchups of the entire first round. Kono qualified with the 575.
Ready, Ian.
Bobby qualified with the 580. They both ran 583s to back up those runs. So who leaves first? Who keeps in the middle of the lane? Who's the tuner to the best jump?
Absolutely. So the California Hustler, their driver Kamaka Pocock pre-stage. Ryan Kono rolls up over their far side.
Man, they're just rattling the stands, aren't they? The picture just blurs on this thing when they come by. I've never done that.
33 miles an hour and right into the next round.
Those numbers are misleading. That car in the right-hand lane goes at 574 ET, but he turned off the top ball, which means he rolled in deeper stage by 7 inches, which means it makes his reaction time look better, but it makes his ET look worse. That car legitimately went to the 560s on that run, and he stepped off of it early. But you're right, the exciting part of that matchup was Ryan Kono, and I'm pretty sure you couldn't have got a 35,000 feeler gauge between his left header and the wall.
Yeah.
Oh.
And what's really impressive is Kamaka was 256 to 330 deep staging.
Correct. That car likely had the best 330 ET that we've seen probably all weekend long. So deep staging, you're just trading reaction time for elapsed time. And whatever, they won the race. I prefer to elapsed time, maintain lane choice for the next round. Do we have second round matchups and see how that 574 there is going to stack up for lane choice?
Well, 574 will not have lane choice over Bobby Cottrell.
So normally I would say, well, then he made a mistake by deep staging and potentially gave away lane choice, except for Bobby can come with a 563. That rolling
That's an interesting tow vehicle. Like
they weren't going to get lane choice anyway. So you know,
a Cox-powered bicycle.
good for them.
Absolutely. So checking the track down there. Nitro Mike up in the tower here. How are you, brother? Good to see you. Come on in here. And let's talk a little bit about that PG Cruiser, the great show you've been doing.
John, it's happening.
Now, I mentioned, and I don't have my paperwork with me, I'm sorry, you are in the Guinness's Book of World Records for the longest wheel stand. How long is that?
Well, the first attempt was 2,500 feet, and the second attempt was over 4,300 feet.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Hang on here, let me do this buddy car deal here, and we'll get back to you. But right now, Mike Peck, the instigator for QuoteWizard.com. Get your insurance right there. And Tony Gerardo, your number 8 qualifier over here, your number 9 qualifier over there. Here are the 2 closest cars. Mike Beck was 576. Tony Gerardo was 577. Now Mike Beck went down the track 2 out of the 3 qualifying runs. Tony Gerardo did not put up that 577, and that has been his best of the weekend. The other 2 runs were 7-second runs. So Mike Peck, another one of those guys we talked about like Bobby Cottrell, the former 7-0 Pro National Champion, making the move to Nitro Funny Car. Daughter Natalie down there looking over her dad's car. Tony Gerardo over there. The Jason Bunker tune-up on that Capital Punishment car. See Jason's
Yes,
on
huh,
the left
Nancy?
side of that car.
Let's see what happens.
Coordinates his entire team. It just does a fabulous job on both this nostalgia card and the contemporary card that Tony Gerardo won. So they roll up. Pre-stage is Mike Peck. waiting on Tony. Final pair, round number 1, to race on Sunday against Brad Thompson.
Some sparklers coming out of that one. I wonder, too bad the grass ain't dry, might get a little fire going.
574.9, and he will pick the lane. As you remember, Brad was up in smoke. So that wraps up round number 1 of Buddy Car. Tomorrow, Brad Thompson, Mike Beck. Mike Beck picks the lane. Matt Bynum, Jason Rupert. Jason picks the lane. Bobby Cottrell, Kamaka Pocock. Bobby picks the lane. And finally, Chris Crable, Corey Lee. Corey Lee having a great choice. Nitro Mike. You got something to say, brother?
Right back.
Sign you a couple hours.
Yeah.
Should be.
Now tomorrow I wanna go up there, yeah. Yeah, but there won't be as many people here.
Round 1.
Top Fuel Dragster. Qualified session number 3 to set the car field with Frank McBee Jr. and former national champion Burke over their far side. Frank McBee over here. Murphy, the veteran driver, has been at this for probably 50 plus years. Top Fuel Dragsters, Buddy Cars, rear engine dragsters. But came back to the front motors cars that his career started in and has been a national champion. Been down in the 550s with that car, making changes to run quicker, kind of lost their way, but now they're back in championship form. Now,
Top Fuel, Eric.
Not been very good this weekend to them. They seem to be stuck in the 590s. Low ET is Brett Williams at a 573.7. Bump spotted the Z-Car field at 11-second run. You see up on the scoreboard there? I'd be willing to gamble. I know Jack
Hi, Michael.
just bet on drag racing. I got a feeling that bitch is going to drop a bunch. They are in. Up to the number 4 spot. Frank McBee, 5.987, 227 miles an hour, up to the number 6 spot. Brett Williamson still sitting on that lofty number 1 spot. This last year's runner-up, Tyler Hill, the Great Expectations dragster, Big Block Chevrolet on Nitro, Dad Bobby standing down there next to the car, Grandma Allison Lee out on the starting line there, the Hall of Fame tuner. So in qualifying in the NHRA Heritage Series, you have to alternate lanes. So they will push Tyler Hilton back, bring him up here in that Budweiser CP Corilla lane. Ryan Hall, the H&H Nomad, roll up over that three-way Chevrolet lane. A very quality car that is not in the program right now. Ryan, of course, the former Fuel Alter champ, who ran in the fives at over 240 miles an hour in a short weight, short wheelbase, AA fuel altered without a wing. So there we go. Hall of Famer Allison Lee out there on the starting line. Look at Walt Stevens, a great driver himself, talking to Allison there. You can only imagine what she might be saying to him. As Jack was up here talking about that great expectation cards back in the 60s and 70s, was one of the prime time players. Multi-time national record holder, multi-time Division I champion. Tyler Hilton, great expectations. And Brian Hall, Tyler in the number 5 spot. Brian Hall not in the field. That big block Chevrolet for the Hilton team driver Tyler. You hear that thing on the burnout? Tyler comes to a stop down there. Kelly Hall out in front of her husband over there in that three-way Chevrolet lane. Entire brain trust of that Hall, the H&H Nomad team, back around that car as it comes back to the starting line. Tyler, big block Chevrolet on nitro. 591.5 for the guy who ran for the trophy last year. Qualifying session number 3, top fuel eliminator at the March meet. Brian Hall over there, I can tell you, is not going to try and spin the earth. He just wants to get that Nomad car to go A to B underpowered and be part of that 8-car field. He is pre-staged. Tyler comes up over here, both drivers pre-staged. Ryan Hall's in. Tyler Hill's in. Brian Hall was 205 and a half track, lifted off the throttle down there, only running 194 at the finish line, coasting, but gets in the field in the number 6 spot. Tyler Hilton will stay in the number 5 spot. Brandon Murray, who is up next, not in the program. On the bump spot, the Champion Speed Shop Special. And a great round of applause for that Nomad team. Brian Hall and Kelly Hall in the front. Great job to get that car in the field. Congratulations to the Great Expectations team going down there, starting out of that number 5 spot. As it stands, Brian Hall out of the number 6 spot. A round of applause for that H&H Nomad team. Great job there after just the struggles that they had. Get it in at 595.9, lifting off that throttle. And I know Brian Hall very well, and man, that was very hard for him to lift off that throttle down there, but it is attached to his bank account. Final pair, Top Fuel Eliminator. The 2019 March Speed champion, far side, Adam Sorokin. The Champion Speed Shop Special, sitting in the number 8 spot. And Brandon Murray. Brendan not in the program in the Running Wild Top Fuel Dragster. So the mouse that roared. Roger Clinton and the boys from Champion Speed Shop. Canopy car for Adam Sorokin and Brandon Murray. Small block Chevrolet Adam Sorokin. Plate model 426 Heavy for Brandon Murray.
Saved it.
And Brandon Murray's car leaned out as he came to a stop in the burnout there. Wow, he's coming back. I thought that car lost fire. I heard it sound like it leaned out down there. So Brandon coming back.
Come on, Adam.
Shut him off.
That's Adam.
Somebody shut off.
Oh.
Yeah, one's still going.
So Brandon Murray backing up there to kind of laid the wheels over. They're going to send Adam Sorokin on a single run there. Brendan got to eject and get over on
That was Brendan. I thought it was Adam. I can see the puffs now over there. I was misreading that.
So Brandon Murray not going to be in that 8-car field. See what the champion car does here. They're in the number 8 spot. They will raise your number 1 qualifier, Brett Williamson, who's not going to run this session.
Here we go. Let's get it in there, Adam. Ah!
643, 159, but it doinked the cone down there.
Oh, he did?
So,
oh, he
that
did.
run will not count.
Dang.
Stands on that 634,
Well,
167.
that is it for tonight, but we will just listen to what our next
Nice round of applause for Brendan. Unfortunately,
when they start tomorrow and all that. Before I hang up the phone here, and
coming around the corner.
oh, we still got some more to go. Nitro Pro Comp, we're not going nowhere. They'll probably have jet cars at the end, but for those guys, I was just curious about
Do you get bonus points for splitting the orange cone in half?
for some time numbers for some time for the rounds for tomorrow.
Split that baby. See 2 pieces down there.
Yeah.
Nitro Pro Comp coming around the corner. Jeff Butterback, defending champ Billy McKibben driving for Mark Borjon.
Car versus dragster.
Yeah, he's from Minnesota. That's very cool. Crazy Connie. That's Connie.
Take a little seat time here for a minute while they fluff up the cones.
Man, I'll tell you, what a Saturday night here. Formoso Dragster, the Good Vibrations Motorsports March meet, presented by Lucas Oil. Hey, we're not done. Don't go away.
Hi, Vicky.
Nitro Pro Comp,
Alrighty.
Wheel standers. To close out tonight, side-by-side jet dragsters here. Gates open 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. You better be here.
That's what Hans told me last night. Yeah.
Sportsman, you start at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Hot Rod Eliminator starts to show up at 9 a.m. Opening ceremonies 11:30. Funny car, round number 2, 11:45. Sunday to Good Vibrations Motorsports March meet, presented by Lucas Oil.
You heard that, 11:45. Second round of funny car. They got the cone in, they're dragging the FOD mat, get some of that chunks up.
590?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I can't remember.
Pretty sure it is, yeah. Sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
Not yet, Joe, but I'm sure there's at least 8. Pretty sure there's at least 8.
Yeah, right. I think they dropped it. You know, over the years, yeah, it's dropped, you know.
Some of them are running 7.0 Pro.
Yeah.
Excuse me, guys.
7.0 Pro, you
Yeah. I mean, it's basically like the old days of Pro Comp. Yeah. Dragster, funny car, all of them. Center steer.
Cindy, he just shut down, didn't get down there all the way. All right, man. All right, Vicky. Thanks. Okay, they got the cone down. There's FOD mat drug has been drugged. So we should be firing up here pretty quick. There we go. More nitro.
Nitro Pro Comm, top fuelers, funny cars, fuel alters, whatever you want to run. Defending March Beat champion, Billy McDivitt, now living in Tennessee. For Mark Bourgeon in the team, qualified in that number 2 spot. And Jeff Butterback, the surfer dude, for Advanced Services, the Mega Body Funny Car. Nice round of applause for Brendan Murray going down there. A very disappointed Brendan and Karen and the team. Hate to see that happen, but right now it's all about on the track there. 6-17, Billy McDivitt. Mike Halstead coming up. He's in number 1. Jeff Butterback needs to get that Vega down the track under power.
There he is, Cindy, Brendan, right there. They just didn't make it down. Something happened. They had to shut it off. They're having some fuel problems, when, with the fuel system when they're slowing down from the burnout. They're barely able to keep it running.
Billy all staged up, waiting on that Vega funny car. Champion, wow, goes to the top. Utterback was right with him until about half track there.
Yeah,
7:14.7.
that's what they did. They're hanging out there so they can get some more air time. Yeah.
Mike Halstead. For Mike and Christy Stewart, the Brand Racing Enterprises team out of Lancaster, over their far side.
Yeah, I gotta go to. Yep, they want to stop and get in there some more. Yeah.
So Mike Halstead bumped back to that number 2 spot in Nitro Pro Comp Wars. Mike Stewart making last minute adjustment. Christy Stewart standing down track. They're waiting for her car. Their driver, Mike Halstead.
different matches. Yeah, I didn't see the run. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I think he was on a good and he shut it up, planned kind of early shut off.
Uh-oh.
And they shut it off. Not sure exactly what was going on over there, but I saw Christy Stewart walking around looking at the car. And the entire team checking things out there, and they decided to shut it off.
Hit it again tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. But here's,
All right, Don.
all right, guys.
So the three-time champ gonna get pushed off the track, and will start out of the number 2 spot
Yeah.
tomorrow in round number 1 of Nitro Pro Comp.
Sure what happened with Halstead, but maybe it was something wasn't right. They're not going to run the car.
It's like Jeff said, he goes there's a couple of
Word is from down on the starting line, there was some fuel leak on the front of that Hemi.
Yep, can't have that.
like the Mighty Irish.
Uh,
Then there's that other, I think I'm sure it's off. They never, Burner Money. Mike, with Godfrey. Fighting Irish. Yeah, they want to try. But they're never, they don't qualify, but they still try to do it. Well, if they didn't qualify, they need nitro.
So they will push the Mike transmission special off that starting line. Wheel standers coming down next, followed by the Jet Dragsters to close out Saturday night.
Yeah, but it didn't see it. Get a little extreme fucking fire hazard wind coming in from the east. Yeah, that's what happened to Sam, man. Yeah, we're all sitting here talking and shit.
So Nitro Mike, the wheel standing PT Cruiser, in the Guinness Book of Real World Records, almost 5,000 feet on the back wheels. Look at the flame show on up there. Here comes the burnout.
And then the big one, it fucking actually flipped upside down and shit. It was like 6
You know, the wheel standards, they got to do burnouts too. Oh, look at that flame show down there. Speaking of flame shows, wheel standers, jet cars.
Then a jet car. Oh shit. You guys are on drugs. We're not watching. Hey, watch wheel standards. Alright, that's it. Wheel standards and jet cars.
Wow. Do you see everybody in the center of the track there all of a sudden back up from the heat of the flames? Love that. The PT Cruiser. 7 miles an hour on 2 wheels and
Still going.
46.
Still going. Still going. Still going. And now he set it down. I don't know if he had any room left. He had to put it down soon, or else he's running out of room. He's got to stop.
Making the turnaround down there. All way down there. Coming back up in that 3-way Chevrolet lane. wheel stand and PT Cruiser. He came up in the tower and said, hey, I'm going to have a surprise for the fans tonight. I have no idea. Comes to a stop. Yeah, the flame show. I'm going to do that on my GMC terrain. Over there. Ice him back up again. Coming back down. In the car, steps it down, and he'll come back up here and stop. Wait till he gets out of the car. Oh, he's got to stop and do the flame show one more time. There you go. What a great show. Nitro Mike and the PT Cruiser.
We got a couple of flamers over there in that water.
Give him a round of applause. Nitro Mike, 107 miles an hour on the back wheels.
Call you alcohol.
How about that tow car? The golf cart doing a burnout.
Yeah.
Nice round of applause, Nitro Mike.
And he's got like
A great show with that PT Cruiser.
that guy. I've seen it like every day, but I haven't seen it this race. Guy, no neck, absolutely zero neck. You couldn't find his
Just shoulders.
couldn't find his
And the Outlaw Joes.
If they tried to hang him,
The Jelly Belly Candyland Stagecoach. Yesterday was the 45th anniversary of when he and Wendy were on a trip to Ohio and they bought this car. Serious biz. Look at the flames. Somebody just got a suntan on the starting line. Look at him. Loves to do those little whacks to the throttle there.
Super bizarre.
Oh, he wants to go over to Motorhome City there and see if the margarita machine's over there. Give him a thumbs up.
Can't see.
oh my goodness, it's fucking 19.
Coming over here to you folks over here in the pit side.
What's up? Come on, outlaw.
Ed Jones turning around down there in the shutdown area. Ed Jones having a good time with the fans down there at the South Sport Park.
Jones.
by the way.
Yeah, really.
They're all up. Ain't no one sitting. Oh my God. Whoa. Come on, outlaw. Scaring me with all these flames.
Ed coming back around. Give him a round of home. He's going to give you a little flame show over there in that VIP section.
He gets his money's worth. Yeah, we almost can't return.
Going to give Dave Lane, the birthday boy, a little treat.
Do your wheel stand.
Like a 10-minute deal.
Wendy Jones down there watching her husband. How about that stagecoach? Miles an hour, 99 miles an hour on two wheels for Ed Jones and the Jelly Belly Candyland stagecoach.
Oh, fading.
Yeah.
Where is he? Oh, there he is, turning around, way down track there.
He's bigger than the Duke.
So that's your wheel.
Well,
The twilight down there in the shutdown area, that stagecoach. Oh, there he is, got him spotted.
flame show. Oh, he's back up to doing it.
Now Ed's gonna come to a stop down there out on the track, like Nitro Mike did. When he shuts that motor off, let him hear it. Nice round of applause. Ed Jones, the Jelly Belly Candyland stagecoach. Now you know what that means. Kiddies,
All right. Good night.
hey kids, come on up to the gate, to the fence. How about Nitro Mike going down the return road? He came up and told me he's got a little surprise. How about the golf cart? Check that burnout out. How about that? Check that baby out. Oh, look at that. Holy cow. I lost sight of him. Nitro Mike, where are you? Let him hear it. That was awesome, wasn't it? I'm not sure what I like better, the wheel stands or the burnout. Oh, he broke the rim. He broke the toe.
Yeah,
Look at all the smoke.
yeah, they were he was towing them.
Holy cow. Look at the burn. I don't know whether I should laugh or cry. That was- Well, Nitro Mike's down there smoking in the return road. Tony Franco and Jared Mott. The Lucas Oil Product Special over here for Tony. The MAV TV vessel. The birthday boy, Dave Layton, walking down there taking a look at things. Ed Jones down there doing what? Well, I'm not sure what he does best, but he's pretty good at passing out Jelly Belly. Nitro Mike down there. What an awesome burnout. Look at that on the return road. Yeah, everybody's taking pictures of the black marks down there. Reminds me of the one I did in my 96 Cavalier.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed Jones just tossed a whole bag. So here we go to close out Saturday night, the Good Vibrations Motorsports March meet. Jet Dragsters, side by side. Jared over there. White Stephanie. Tony Franco Sr.
Spider-Man right there. Spider-Man's son. That's where it's standing.
To all my friends over there in the VIP section, it's about to get a little warm. The turbine's starting to spool up. Spraying water behind the afterburners to keep the asphalt from melting here at Famosa Drag Strip. Look at that.
LS 5.3 liter.
Talking to each other. They're barking at each other. Jared left. Tony right. Tony has to get one last little bark in. Two barks. Jared's rolling up to stage that baby out. Jet Dragsters to close out Saturday night. They're pre-staged.
All right, you guys. That is about it for the night. And yeah.
55 mile an hour jet dragster. My name is Mike English, along with the entire staff, everybody here, Famosa Drag Strip. It is a Good Vibrations Motorsports March meet Saturday night. Thank you for coming out. Gates open tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Round number 1 of Hot Run Eliminator to lead the show off at 9 a.m. First round. Ed Jones coming back down the return road. Nitro Funny Car round number 2 at 11:45. Don't forget the Racers for Christ non-denominational chapel service in the Grove, 7:30 tomorrow morning. Ed Jones, Wendy Jones, thank you very much for a great show. See you tomorrow. It's Championship Sunday.
All right, you guys, thanks for hanging. See ya for first round of Funny Car.